Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a highly anticipated one for some of you. I know on Snapchat I have been mentioning that I have the most amazing cream contour and foundation for oily skin possible. So today's video is all about my foundation and contour and highlight, and the best part is that it is all affordable products. I know you guys have been waiting for it and I'm so excited to sit down and film this for you. It is going to be a two-part video. I'm really focusing on my face and all the products that I use for that in this video, and then I'm going to film another one which is the exact same face routine. I'm actually filming it right after this, I'm just continuing, but it's going to be my eyebrows, eyes, and lips, and all together this has been my everyday makeup for the last couple of weeks, and it's all affordable products. I feel like I was kind of stuck in a rut with using the same products, and I was noticing they're all quite high-end products, which doesn't really give a great variety for everyone watching my videos. So I am loving everything in this video. I think they are amazing products. Some of them I think maybe you haven't even heard of them, so I'm excited to show you some new ones if you haven't heard of them. But I hope you guys are super excited for this video, and let's get started. Okay, so starting with base, I don't technically use a primer. The only one that I use is the Guerlain one, although I've been trying out a new pore filling one. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but if you have any good recommendations for, you know, keeping your skin a little bit less oily throughout the day, if you have a primer that can do that but doesn't clog your pores and is not silicone based, let me know in the comments down below because I would really appreciate that and I will go check it out. So the foundation I'm going to be using is new, and this foundation has totally changed the game for me. I don't even know why I haven't tried it sooner. It came out earlier last year and a lot of people rave about it. I know Tati loves it, and it is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I'm in the shade 03 Light Beige. I did do a self tan. Don't judge my hands. I tried to wash off my palms like you're supposed to so it doesn't get all orange in there. I didn't let the tan set everywhere else before I did that, so it just is a hot mess on my hands, so try to ignore that. But I am wearing tan and this matches really nicely with my tan. I want to get another one for when I'm not tan and I just have my natural skin tone going on. This is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm using it with my beauty blender. I find that's the best application with it because it is a thicker foundation. Don't be scared, like it is a thick cream consistency. I'm just gonna dot this all over my face, and it is medium to full coverage. Like, you will get a nice base coverage out of it, but I wouldn't say it's like overwhelming. Like my Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation is definitely a lot more pigmented. This one is full coverage, but it's buildable, so it doesn't feel cakey on your face. I'm just gonna dab this into my skin, and I like to take my time when it comes to my base. I have two, you might have seen them before I put my foundation on, but I had two scars from a breakout before I changed up my skincare, and my skin has been doing so good. I am so happy with it, but my scars kind of take a while to fade, so thankfully this foundation covers them, but I'm just glad there's no more breakouts there. So I find you always want to make sure you have a nice, seamless, flawless looking base before you go in with contouring, because you won't get its full effect of like a contour and highlight if your foundation and the base of your skin looks nice and even. It just looks muddy and kind of just build up in the wrong area. So really take your time on your foundation to make sure it's as even as possible and it just looks nice and covered, if that makes sense. Like, you want to look one-dimensional after this part. I have two guests today watching me film, which is a nice treat. Patty and Sandy are in charge of the camera, which I normally film during the week. I don't film on the weekends. And Patty is so sweet to help me film today because I want you to see the best like aspect of me doing my contour and highlight. And I feel like sometimes when I set it up, since my camera is not a self-adjusting one for focus, it could be blurry sometimes, and I don't mean it to be, but it happens. So thankfully Patty is helping with that situation. So hopefully I'm not blurry. Did you make it blurry? Alrighty, so you can see with this half of my face, it's nice and even. It doesn't feel cakey at all. Like, I don't feel any buildup of foundation, and I think sometimes with full coverage foundations, especially for oily skin, it can get cakey and dry and just build up in the wrong areas, and this one does not do that. It feels really hydrating on the skin, but it's not a perfect matte finish. It's more of like a satin matte, so it looks very skin-like. Oh my gosh, it looks like a fake hand. It actually looks like someone has a hand just popping up out of the screen doing my foundation. It doesn't look like my hand. Oh, I'm so sorry guys, that's so embarrassing. like this. Alright, so this is what it looks like with one layer of the Milani 2-in-1 foundation. I think it's very wearable. I don't think it's too heavy whatsoever. You can still see a little bit of my scarring. Nothing dramatic at all. I think it's the perfect amount of coverage. But if you wanted to go in, you can always go back to the foundation since there is a concealing aspect to it and spot conceal with it. So that's what I'm going to do because I really want to make sure I have a flawless base before I go in with contour. Does anybody have some tips and tricks for lightening up scars? Because my skin, like if I scratch my skin, I get like a red mark. So you can imagine if I had a big pimple, like I had those, when did I get those? Like December? Mid-December, and I still have like a scar from them. So if you guys have any tips and tricks to lighten up discoloration and scars, let me know and I will be forever thankful. Alright, moving on to contour. I think that I found the perfect dupe for the Chanel Soleil Universal Bronzer, which is a great bronzer. I have it and I love it. But if you don't want to do that big initial cost, this is a really great dupe, and it is the Peaches and Cream Contour. I believe they only have one shade so far. This is a UK brand. It is very affordable. I think this is only like £6 or £7. I think that's a pretty good deal if you want to do something a little bit more affordable. I'm pretty sure they ship worldwide. I will link them down below and you can check it out. But this is really good. It's still a bit more on the warm side. Same with the Chanel one. They're not very like ashy brown contour colors. They're a little bit more warm and sun-kissed. So I think it just looks really natural. You can go in with an ashy powder afterwards to kind of deepen up the hollows of your cheek or wherever you want to. I think in a cream contour, it's nice to have a little bit more warmth just because it can just look a little bit muddy if it's too ashy. So going back to my beauty blender, I know this isn't affordable. I should have picked up a Real Techniques one. So if you have a Real Techniques one, they can do exactly the same job. Have a sponge though. This will be your best friend throughout this entire face routine because I'm using a lot of cream products and this can be used for every single product. Alrighty, so going into the hollows of my cheek, I'm just gonna press that in. It's hard to talk while doing this. So you can see it looks quite intense right now, but we're just gonna take our time and blend. Don't rush this part because you want it to look really natural and effortless. Always blend upwards, not downwards, unless you're trying to create a 5 o'clock shadow. How do you guys know? Do you know what that means? Is that not a UK term? 5 o'clock shadow means if you didn't shave, you would like get a 5 o'clock shadow. Like you would have something. I know, but I'm saying if you went downwards, it would look like a 5 o'clock shadow. Lightly going onto the tops of my cheek as well. I don't want it to look like a stark line. I want it to look very realistic in that I just have really awesome cheekbones. So I feel like it went a little bit further right here, so I'm just gonna flip it to the side. I put my foundation on with and just buff it so that it doesn't look harsh at all. And make sure that I only use what's left on my sponge, not the initial amount, because that would be way too stark. So as you can see with this side, it just looks really natural and effortless, and the cream products just blend perfectly together. So I think for the price and the quality of this product, it is definitely a good find. So if you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend getting it. Alright, so I think this is a good amount. I'm really happy with it. We are going to set it with a powder bronzer, so I think this is a good place to stop. We are going to move on to concealer, and the concealer that I love from the drugstore. I've been through like 5 of these. I wish they lasted longer because I only bought this one like 2 weeks ago and it's halfway done, which is a bit annoying. But it is the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser, Instant Anti-Age the Eraser Eye. Was it always called that? That seems like a lot of titles. Anyways, it's this one. Everyone uses it. Everyone loves it. It is light to medium coverage. It's buildable. It's thin. It doesn't get cakey under your eyes, and I'm a big fan. Alrighty, so I'm going to put this under my eyes, but not directly under my eyes, on the sides of my nose to slim it out because there's a bit too much contour on there at the moment. Going back to our beauty blender and buffing it out. Super simple. This concealer is so easy to buff out. I feel like it just melts into the skin super quickly. If you feel like the line of concealer where it meets the contour is a bit too noticeable, just flip the side of the sponge to the contouring side and just buff it out so that it really blends seamlessly. Go back and forth until you get a nice gradient effect. So this next step, I don't know if it's like the most affordable option. There's definitely more affordable options, but to set everywhere that we put concealer, I'm going to use the Ofra translucent powder in light. If you think that is not affordable, I have another option. So I also really love the Rimmel Stay Matte. This was like one of the first makeup products I ever used because I was very oily in high school and I didn't really wear foundation. I'd wear like concealer and then I would just wear this as if it was like a powder foundation. So I love this product. I think it really does the job. I'm gonna set the majority of my face with this, but under my eyes I'm going to use this. So hopefully you can understand that it's the more affordable option than Laura Mercier translucent powder, but it's definitely not drugstore. Although I don't think it's too pricey because you get a lot, you know what I mean. Also bringing this up on the sides of my nose to set there as well. I'm gonna go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte and this Loud Makeup L8 brush and just dust this in other areas that I used concealer. Alrighty, we are getting there. We are almost done. I want to use a powdered bronzer to set the contour that we used. So I'm going to use the same brand, Peaches and Cream, but their bronzing powder in medium dark. They also have this in light and medium. So hopefully this isn't too dark, but I did put tan on, so it should be okay. The highlighter I'm gonna use is the 17 Instant Glow. I love this product. I mentioned it in my 2016 beauty favorites. I think it's such a great buy for the price. And I'm gonna use it on the same brush that I used to set my makeup with the Rimmel Stay Matte. All right, we are on the last step for our base, and the blush I'm going to be using is from Revolution. It is in the shade Sugar. These are literally £1 at Superdrug. So if you have a Superdrug by you, or you can get it online, get these blushes. They're so pigmented and they're the cheapest you can honestly get. The highlight with this blush just really harmonizes beautifully, just really blends into each other nice and gives you that really pretty feminine glow. Alrighty, so that would be it for my base makeup. You can definitely go in with that Rimmel Stay Matte powder or even that brightening translucent powder from Ofra and go right under your contour to really make it sharp and stand out more. Also let me know in the comments down below some products that you're loving right now, drugstore, high-end, whatever it is. I love trying out new things. Definitely loving this routine at the moment. There is gonna be a second part to this video. You're seeing this on Monday. I'm uploading the rest of the everyday face makeup, like eyes, eyebrows, lips, all that fun jazz on Thursday. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm not gonna wave bye with my hands. Oh, I don't think the sides. I should have just like held the brushes like this the whole time.
It wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
Oh, ah, oh, ah.
So did you do an intro?
Oh no, I didn't, crap.